How is it going today? Lord, let's get to my name is Dwayne.
My name's Jasmine.
For Dwayne and Jazz, today we have for you Game Theory. What is Ketchum's Ash?
Ash. You say Ash?
Ash Ketchum's real age. Pokemon.
What if he's like 30 something?
He should be 30, about 30 by now, because he been 10 for at least some years now.
I know.
So how long has he been? Let's find out. It's comment below. I mean, if you guys have any reactions, please follow us on our social medias in the link description below. Don't forget to
subscribe.
This is all on it.
As much as we all laugh at Ash Ketchum for not learning anything about basic type advantages and Pokemon battle tactics, his accomplishments are actually nothing to scoff at.
Pikachu the horn!
Pikachu's so cute. Even when he's attacking.
Out of all the trainers in the Kanto region, he was one of only 16 to advance to the 5th round of the Indigo Plateau Conference. He's won himself 48 total gym badges.
Of course,
he's
he's Ash.
finalist in the Johto League, Hoenn League, and
so many.
He was the Sinnoh League semi-finalist and Kalos League finalist. For a guy whose strategy is literally Pikachu shock, if not effective will shock harder, Ash has bested some of the strongest trainers in the world. And yet, we've still never seen him face his most formidable opponent,
Puberty, yes. Never had a single, well then, how old is the other ones? Like Brock.
You said Brock.
Brock.
Misty, I don't know.
How old is Misty?
They older than him? Okay.
How old?
I know Brock definitely got to be older than him.
Yeah.
Hello,
Then that leads me to
Internet.
think about Jesse and James
Welcome
also.
to, Game theory? Film theory.
It's both.
Flip a coin theory.
Both.
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. This one falls into kind of a weird gray area because it's about Pokemon, but it's not about the games specifically.
Let's talk about the character.
Anime, a topic that would normally go on film theory. Curse you! Ever blur your lines on how we consume
thought it was on
content in
film
an ever-changing digital
Yes.
landscape. Curse you! Anyway, since the mystery of Ash's age was something you overwhelmingly voted to see during the last Pokemon game theory, I decided it made the most sense to put it here. Hopefully that's not offensive to too many of you. So, Ash Ketchum, you know him, you love him, you ship him with Misty. This young would-be Pokemon master has battled his way through over half a dozen regional leagues, 20 seasons, and over 1,000 episodes of televised content, which is a heck of a career for someone who doesn't look a day over 10? I'm not sure exactly, but he certainly doesn't look like someone who was 10 years old back in 1997. That being said, 20 years passing in the real world doesn't necessarily correlate to 20 years passing on a show. So we can't really be certain of how old Ash
gotta
is
catch him.
until today. It's time to settle this mystery once and for all, using the narrator's clues, holidays, seasonal transitions, and even the light.
Oh my god.
We can actually calculate just how old this plucky,
Jesse and James are very confusing.
Pokemon professional is. Right off the bat, it's important to establish one key difference between the anime and the video games: our trainer's starting age. On the second page of the instruction manual for Pokemon Red and Blue, we see that, quote, you're an 11-year-old boy living in town. However, in the TV show, Ash actually starts his Pokemon journey after reaching the age of 10.
And now
So we were
that I'm
right, 10.
I can finally get my Pokemon license.
Ew.
10-year-olds can get a beginner Pokemon from Professor Oak.
So for this analysis, we'll be focusing specifically
voice
on
sounds
Ash's
disgusting.
age. That means looking at
He's
the
so
TV
old.
episodes exclusively. All 1,020
My
of those
God.
TV episodes, which
It was lit.
let me tell you is a lot.
A lot.
This
Pikachu! Thunder Shock!
and this.
There it is.
There it
It's
is.
grown up, but this show is a bit formulaic. The other key detail we need is the date of Ash's birthday. We know that he's 10 when the show starts, but he may not be exactly 10. It's not like everyone in Pallet Town
just turned 10.
Started their Pokemon journeys around Ash's birthday. He could be as young as exactly 10 years old, or as old as 10 years plus 364 days. Luckily, we can pin down
Could be any
exact
day in
date
between
to
that.
the day. According to Takeshi
Really?
Shudo, chief writer for the Pokemon anime, in his novel Pokemon Pocket Monsters: The Animation
That's what it's
Volume
called, guys.
1, we learned that Ash's exact age when he left home was 10 years, 10 months, and 10 days. Quote, I
What?
can recall all the past 10 years with Ash. 10 years, 10 months, and 10 days. All of the hardships, the times it was too painful to go on. This is how
But you let him out into the world,
her
though.
only son lived Johto. And
You let him out
if you
at
thought
10.
that little bit sounded sad, you should absolutely read the part about Ash's father abandoning his family to become a failed Pokemon trainer a few pages earlier. It is shockingly
Failed.
depressing for a story about a bunch of characters who are meant to be stuffed animals eventually. Anyway, Ash leaves home on April 1st, so counting backwards, we can find that Ash's birthday is on May 22nd, meaning that he starts his Pokemon journey at age 10, but turns 11 just a month and a half after leaving Pallet Town. Now, to save us some time, in my last episode, I calculated that Ash's journey through Kanto, the time between the day he meets Pikachu and the day he challenges the Indigo League, is 1 year and 3 months.
So
In
he's
other words,
11.
he's had 2 birthdays by the
No.
time he enters his first Pokemon
12.
Championship,
Okay.
making him 12 years old when Season 1 comes to a close. If you want any more details on that, I go into it in the previous Pokemon Theory, link in the
How rich is a Pokemon master?
Pause. I don't know if y'all remember that robot. Yeah,
And yes, when they were inside the Pokeball.
Oh my god.
It was bad. It was bad.
I'm not gonna even just look it up. Robot Chicken Pikachu inside the Pokeball, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Well, let's have on in.
At the end of this video, after losing at
That's
the
what that
Indigo
reminded me
League,
of,
Ash
too.
spends
It did.
the summer licking his wounds in the Orange Islands. You can tell that this whole 36 episode arc takes place over just a few months because the events move quickly as they explore small islands, the weather never really changes, the whole thing is framed as a fetch quest for the GS Ball, and shortly after being crowned Orange League champ, we see Ash heading off to Johto in the fall.
Yes.
I
love that
Things
show.
start to get tricky. You see, outside of the mainline,
You think that was the
anime,
best?
between 1999
I think the first one's the best, but I love
there's a
Johto.
series of direct-to-VHS
Johto League.
Pikachu shorts named Pikachu's Winter Vacation, with each collection being 2 or 3 episodes with a winter or Christmas theme. Because they weren't part of the main series, their place in the timeline is actually not super clear. However, since they always feature Christmas Day, there are single best clues to knowing how much time is passing in the anime.
Oh.
And it's these episodes
So you can
that
count that
allow
as
us
a
to
year every
determine
time you
that
see it.
the entirety of Ash's Johto journey took him nearly 2 years to complete. Let me
Wow.
explain. In the
Whoa.
2000 release of Pikachu's Winter Vacation, the episode Stantler's Little Helpers shows Ash's and Misty's Pokemon teaming up on Christmas Eve to help Santa cure his sick Stantler. The Pokemon we see team up include Ash's Heracross and Misty's Poliwag. It's also important to note that Ash doesn't have a Cyndaquil in his team yet. This means that the Christmas Day depicted in Stantler's Little Helpers must fall between episode 119 of the anime, where
And
Ash catches a
141.
Heracross, and episode 141, where he catches a Cyndaquil. The presence of Misty's Poliwag also confirms this, because we see Poliwag evolve into Poliwhirl in the
Oh.
Totodile Duel
I
in
see.
episode 151. So with that being our first winter spent in Johto, Ash is still 12. Our next timeline clue happens 28 episodes later with the Pichu-centric episode,
Pichu
The
is
Apple
so
Core.
cute.
Now at this point in the series, Ash is a traveling lineup of Bulbasaur, Totodile, Chikorita, Pikachu, Cyndaquil, and his most recent addition, a shiny Noctowl that he caught in episode 154, Foul Play. The next major change in his team will be Chikorita evolving into Bayleaf in episode 199, Current Events. So why does all that matter? Well, first, remember that Johto is based on the Kansai region of Japan, where based
Really?
on harvest
Oh, I didn't know
patterns,
that.
apples are in season for all months except for summer. So
How'd
that helps
they
us
get
narrow
it?
things down, but to get a precise date, we have to look at Pikachu's next winter vacation.
Dad, go
In
on, you have to look at
2001,
every single
Pikachu's holiday
detail.
cash-in
Yes.
featured the episode Delibird's Dilemma, where Ash's team helps a Delibird recover Santa's presents on Christmas Eve. Ash's team in this episode contained a Noctowl and a Chikorita, meaning that Pikachu's Winter Vacation 2001 edition had to have been sandwiched between catching the Noctowl and the Bayleaf evolution,
Oh my
meaning
God,
that another
this
birthday
is
has passed for
so
Ash.
much.
So by episode 200 of the anime, our husky-voiced Pokemon Master wannabe is now 13. And that's the last time that we see the team
How
in
come
a
they'll never
Johto
celebrate
winter,
his birthday?
meaning that the League Challenge is being held in March of the
They don't
following
wanna
year,
reveal his
slightly
age.
before
That's-
Ash's 14th birthday. This leads to the events of the Advanced Seasons, corresponding to the 3rd gen video
Oh.
games focused on the Hoenn region.
Yes,
The
Emerald,
origin of
yes.
the series
Ruby.
takes place on April 1st, as our Misty replacement May gets ready to begin her Pokemon quest.
Hi.
I like Misty better.
I'm 10 years
Yeah.
old. I'm on my way to meet my dad's friend, Professor Birch, and to get my beginner's Pokemon. Then I can begin my journey as a Pokemon trainer.
And if you're like me at this point, you're probably wondering why every new trainer's Pokemon journey begins on April 1st. Well,
Yes.
it actually has to do with Japan's school year.
Really?
According to Article 59 of the Ordinance for Enforcement of the School Education Law, quote, the school year shall start on April 1st
Oh
and
my-
end on March 31st of the following year. And
Oh
if you're
my
like me right now,
lord.
You're probably thinking, damn, school year ends on March 31st? 31st, and
And then the next day is the first day of school?
Brutal. Also, you're probably asking yourself, why the heck would they start school in April? Well, I dug even deeper to find that one out. Apparently, it's structured this way to match the fiscal year, aka the business year as defined by when you have to pay taxes, which runs in Japan from April to March. Now, all of that might seem like random trivia,
So
but knowing
basically
this
they're just
information
in
about
school
Japanese
all
school
the time.
really helps us place these early Hoenn episodes. You see, in episode 12, the low
That
tab
sucks.
lowdown is established that it's warm enough to swim in a lake. But just 3 episodes later, gonna rule the school, we see that classes are in session. So knowing that Hoenn is a more tropical region based on Kyushu, a Japanese island closer to the equator, we can look up the average monthly temperatures in that region to see when we could do some decent swimming, and then compare that to the typical Japanese school year, which takes it.
Well, they get vacation.
Okay, they get vacation.
And winter break. I'm about to say.
I was about to say that's a lot.
It's around June or July.
It's a lot.
Ash is now 14. That's where it stays for a surprisingly long time, actually. The Hoenn arc has a ton of episodes, but we don't actually get that many time jumps in it, with each episode adding only a day or two to the overall journey. We can actually double check this with the episode Garden of Eden, number 8.
Garden
the
of
team
Eden.
tries to save the local banana harvest.
Sounds like something I would say.
Snorlax. If you look closely,
I
you'll
love
notice
Snorlax.
that the bananas used in this episode are slightly smaller than you would expect. And this isn't an accident. While
Is that 'cause
Kyushu
he's
isn't
big? I
tropical
thought it
enough
was 'cause
to
he was
really grow
big.
its own bananas, the Japanese island of Okinawa, a bit more
Okinawa.
south, absolutely is. And it's known for growing smaller bananas known as the Shima banana.
But they look
it's
fatter.
harvested from May to October,
So,
which allows us to know
I think that
that
makes up
88
for it.
episodes into the season, we're still in the same year. We actually don't hit summer again until the Battle Frontier arc. And we know this
I don't
through,
think I
of
watched
all
that arc.
places,
No, I
2
stopped after
that. I don't think I
Pikachu-centric
did.
shorts that aired exclusively on Japanese airlines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not kidding about that. And serious talk here, guys. I know a lot of you sometimes question my research, and yeah, sure, sometimes I miss really obvious things. But between this episode and that deep dive into Korean copyright law from a few weeks ago, I hope you noticed that I try really hard. Anyway,
Look, he
this
tries to
short
do
is
his
titled
research. It's
Pikachu's
okay.
Summer Festival,
And
features
PUBG did-
Brock's Lombre, which he
did not
dropped it
drop it.
off,
the
yeah.
Battle Frontier arc. We get further support that this is indeed
They
summer
said,
in the
what about
Pokemon
H1Z?
anime from a second Pikachu short, Pikachu's Ghost Carnival. Another of those airplane exclusives, which appears to be Pikachu and the gang celebrating the Hungry Ghost Festival, a traditional Buddhist celebration held in Asian countries like Japan. During
would
the
love to
festival,
go.
which is held in August,
Need to go to
ghosts are free
Japan.
to roam the earth where they seek food and entertainment. These ghosts are believed to be the ancestors of those who forgot to pay tribute to them after they died, or those who were never given a proper ritual send-off. And in the short, we
Aw,
clearly
sweet.
see the Pokemon putting out food for the spirits. We also clearly see Ash's Fampi coming into the fun too, who just a few episodes later, number 154,
Evolves.
reversing charges, will evolve.
So he's
With
basing
this
the
being
timeline
August,
off
once
of
again, Ash's
Pokemon's
lost his
evolution,
birthday, making him,
basically.
drum roll please,
15.
15. Ah, why can't this kid ever get acne? Or some awkward body hair?
I mean,
It
some
would
teens
make
don't
this
get
whole
acne.
episode so much easier.
Right.
They lucky.
Sorry about that outburst, but I'm now an hour 40 of researching this stuff, referencing episodes,
Wow.
cross-referencing
This was
Pokemon
a
teams,
tough one.
analyzing
An hour
day
and
night
40
cycles,
minutes.
looking for every detail I can find, and I'm only up to season 9 of 20! 40 out!
He's only at season 9.
Tedious process ever.
So he's like, I'm about to just quit.
Yeah.
Losing my mind. So if you'll excuse me, I have to cut it here. Otherwise,
Yeah.
this thing is going to be literally a 40-minute long episode that takes me 3 weeks just to write.
Ooh.
And the editor is probably like a month to edit. So please
Oh
do me
my
a favor and
God.
make this all worth it by taking a guess in the comments as to what you think Ash's age is going to be
By the time he
I finish all my
finishes.
research. My guess.
I'm gonna guess that
Let's
it's.
see, we're in season 9 of 20. I'm gonna say like 21. We'll see. Anyway, I'm excited.
I was gonna
to see
say
your
that
guesses.
too.
In the-
Yeah.
I was gonna say he has to be over 20.
Yeah.
Has to be, but
Has to be.
just doesn't age.
Right.
I think. Oh, maybe he did. Did he age in the older episodes? Because I know I stopped watching at a certain point.
You guys let us know
So
because I
that's
stopped
why.
watching.
Like, did he get taller?
The last
and like his voice get deeper or something?
I don't know. I stopped watching Pokemon after the Hoenn region.
When I started seeing new people and I stopped seeing Ash is when I stopped seeing it.
I know they had a lot of different other characters that like Red.
I mean, yeah, like the ones you see like in the video games
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But I'm saying like those characters, I didn't watch those shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Brock and Misty wasn't there, I probably wasn't watching.
Yeah, I stopped watching. Like the Hoenn region was where I stopped at. Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I love
the movie.
I love the
Was
Silver.
it 2000?
Pokemon 2000 was my.
I love that.
They had a
Oh my
they would have like a Mew card or a golden Mew card, and you go to the.
And Mew was
boy,
my favorite.
I wanted that. I saw Pokemon 2000 and 2001. So I
wanted
didn't
that
even get to see
card
my
too. My
time.
mom was not buying any Pokemon cards, because we already had a lot, and she was just like, "It's no guarantee that you're gonna get the card." Because
Right.
we was like, "We could get it." She was like, "So that means that you may not get it." So she was like, "I'm not gonna."
And they
spend my
had
money
that
on
Lugia.
So
Lugia was my boy.
wait,
Pokemon
you mean Lucario?
Not Lucario, Lugia. The silver.
No, I know you like Lucario too. That's why I was like, "Who are you talking about?"
Lugia.
I know.
So where you
I'm
get
saying-
Lucario from? I said Lugia. What
No,
you talking about?
I'm saying that I thought you meant like your favorite Pokemon. I thought
It's
it was Lucario.
No, Lugia was one of my favorites. Well, it was
Okay.
the Lugia Ho-Oh. I used to call him Ho-Ho, but it was Ho-Oh. When I was young, I was like Ho-Ho, but it was Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh, Entei, Suicune, and the electric one. Oh my god, he was my least favorite. Raikou? I think, not Raikou? No, I think it was
Raichu?
Not Raichu, right? I can't remember the electric one's name because I was my least favorite. But Suicune and Entei were my favorite.
I always loved Mew and Eevee all the time.
Eevee's
Those
got
two.
some
That's
extra.
what I'm saying.
Extra evolutions now.
Eevee could turn into whatever.
Right, damn near whatever. So we
So-
gotta catch up on our Pokemon anyway because they got Pokemon with Sun and Moon, Sun
That we
and
still can't
Ultra
play.
Moon,
Yeah.
all X
All
and
the
Y.
Suns.
I'm like,
And it's gonna be probably impossible for us to get all of the Pokemon.
yeah,
Don't you have to trade
You have to trade between them.
in order to do that?
That's how you had to remember Emerald. You had to trade
Yeah, we
to
had
get
to put
them.
the little cord in and
Oh,
the
God.
thing to.
Now y'all got Bluetooth.
I know.
See, I
now we got
sound old.
Wi-Fi,
Anyway,
so we don't have to do that.
right. Anyway, guys, please comment below. Touch.
Don't forget to like
Subscribe
and
to
share.
someone.
Deuces.